Hi guys, welcome to this another video lecture of this automotive engine and emission control. This is the continuation to the last video. That is a lecture video, the combustion stages in a CA engine. So in this first two stage we have discussed about the ignition lag, and then second one is the uncontrolled combustion process. And then for the first stage, the ignition delay period, where the combustion process, that is it takes some time, that is the ideal time in which it will take the time to make the combustion. And then after that we have the period of uncontrolled combustion. What is the period of uncontrolled combustion? In that period of uncontrolled combustion, so during the period of the ignition delay, there is an accumulation of fuel in the combustion chamber. So once the fuel is ready to burn, so with that excess accumulation of fuel, it starts to burn at the same time, so that it produce the is excessive pressure and temperature inside the combustion chamber. So it is called period of uncontrolled combustion. So after that stage we have the period of controlled combustion. That is it's a third stage in the combustion process of the compression ignition engine or diesel engine. So once the fuel is accumulated during the delay period, is burnt in the period of uncontrolled combustion, as I said, the temperature and pressure in the cylinder will be so high that the further quantity of fuel injected will burn as soon as it leaves the nozzle, provided sufficient oxygen is present in the cylinder. Therefore, the rate of pressure rise can now be controlled by controlling the rate of fuel injection. Once the period of uncontrolled combustion is over, it means the accumulation of the fuel inside the combustion chamber is completely burned, and then the fuel is injected by the injector during the combustion process, and then the combustion process is taking place, so it will attain the period of the stage, the consistent combustion, so our normal combustion process, so it will get the controlled combustion. So therefore the rate of pressure rise can now be controlled by controlling the rate of fuel injection. So this period of combustion is known as the period of controlled combustion, that is represented by the curve D to E. So the period in between D to E is considered as the period of controlled combustion. So next, the fourth stage of the combustion process is the after burning or after the combustion process. So theoretically, the combustion is completed at the point the maximum pressure is attained. So during the cycle, the corresponding to point E, few degree after T, that is the top dead center. So however, the burning of fuel continues during its expansion stroke due to reassociation of dissociated gases and any unburned fuel due to heterogeneous condition of mixture. So this phase of combustion is called after burning or after the combustion. So next, the effect of engine variables on ignition delay period or delay period. So we have discussed about so the delay period, how this delay period is happening, and then how it affects the combustion process, and how it leads to the process called the stages called uncontrolled combustion. So if we have as much as minimum delay period, we get the smoother or the proper or consistent combustion process. And then there are numerous factors that affects the delay period. It starts with the compression ratio. So increased compression ratio increases the density and pressure and temperature of the charges. That is, the charges means the that is a fuel and the air. Increase the temperature and pressure, so reduces the delay period. So if we have the higher compression ratio, if we maintain, then it increase the or it side by it reduce the delay period. And the inlet pressure are supercharging. So increased inlet pressure increases the pressure in the compression stroke, and reduce the delay period. So while the air is, into the combustion chamber during the suction stroke, so prior that we have to supercharge that air so that it get the pressure, and prior to the combustion process also it attain the some pressure so that it can easily reduce the delay period. And the intake temperature, so the higher intake temperature will result into higher temperatures at the time of fuel injection, therefore it will reduce the delay period. Next one is the engine speed. So the increased speed will increase the delay period in terms of degree of crank rotation, since the fuel pump is driven by the engine through the gears. So therefore during the delay period more fuel will be accumulated in the cylinder, which increase the speed and burning of this fuel during the period of uncontrolled combustion, and will result in high pressure rise and temperature. So after that we jacked water temperature, increased what jacked water temperature increase the air temperature in the cylinder, and likewise it reduce the delay period. And the load on engine, so increased loads on the engine reduces the delay period, since the air fuel ratio decreases with increase in operating temperature. So there are the few these are the various the parameters that directly affect the delay period in the combustion chamber.